Once upon a time, there were people, and those people had stuff. And for thousands of years, they used and reused that stuff and fixed it when it broke, and even melted and reforged stuff made from metal and glass. Then, in Japan in 1031, they figured out how to recycle paper stuff. No potions or spells required. And then about 840 years went by. Poof! Taking us to the late 1860s, when an American descendant of some of those people from long ago developed celluloid, a natural plastic made from cotton. Celluloid helped save elephants from extinction by being an acceptable replacement for ivory. Huzzah! Poof! And then about 40 more years went by until 1907, when the first synthetic plastic, Bakelite, was invented. And this could be molded into all sorts of neat shapes, and it resisted heat and didn't conduct electricity. It was practically magic, as was the invention of nylon in the 1930s. You know, after the first Great War and during the not-so-great Great Depression. Poof! This leads us all into the next World War, where plastics start being used in military applications. You know, there's more war in this story than I expected from a fairy tale. But anyway, poof! That brings us to 1955 and the hugely popular Life magazine's article, Throwaway Living. Disposable items cut down on household chores. And poof! It's out with the old, in with the new. People who are already starting to get a taste for disposable convenience now embrace single-use items as plastics become more diverse and more prevalent. Litter begins to pile up. In the absence of a fairy godmother, beautification group Keep America Beautiful gets the word litterbug into local lexicons in the 1950s, shaming everyone into disposing of garbage properly. But like, positive fairy tale shaming. And then, poof, 1970 brings the first Earth Day, which the Container Corporation of America wants to celebrate with a contest. They want a design to identify recycled paper products and show a company's commitment to recycling, which they see as captured by University of Southern California student Gary Anderson's symbol of this, which is now ubiquitous with recycling. But it's not enough. Levels of pollution are on the rise, and emerging environmental movements are trying to identify the real villain behind all the waste. And then, 1971. Keep America Beautiful launches an ad where a Native American man stoically confronts increasing litter and pollution in America. A trash bag thrown from a car lands at his feet, causing a single tear to roll down his cheek as the narrator asserts, "People start pollution. People can stop it." Tapping into national guilt over litter and treatment of Native Americans, this commercial inspires personal environmental action like never before and becomes one of the most successful PSAs in history. Could Keep America Beautiful be the people's knight in shining armor? Well, let's take a look. Keep America Beautiful says that they envision a country in which every community is a clean, green, and beautiful place to live. Well, that sounds pretty good. You know, they were founded in 1953 by the American Can Company and the Owens Illinois Glass Company, with Coca-Cola and the Dixie Cup Company soon joining. You know, these companies make a lot of disposable products that are designed to become waste, but maybe this group was their way of holding themselves accountable. I mean, they can be interested industries and concerned citizens, right? Okay, so why did they get together in 1953? Well, there was a new law in Vermont because of cows. Oh, good, cows. Very standard fairy tale creature. So, because this whole disposable lifestyle thing was such a new idea, people had no idea what to do with all of the garbage and would sometimes just throw it out of moving vehicles. And you know, if this disposable garbage included disposable glass bottles, these bottles would break and sometimes get into fields where cows grazed, and the cows would eat them and then die. Yeah, that's less standard in fairy tales. So anyway, Vermont passed a law banning disposable glass bottles. Save the cows, right? Well, But this law threatened the profits of companies who made single-use stuff, like the groups behind Keep America Beautiful. So, using clever advertising as their magic wand, they changed the focus away from themselves and onto the consumer. You used it, so you have to deal with the waste. Don't be a litter bug. And it worked. No laws like the Vermont ban were passed anywhere else, and consumers were free to continue consuming. It's not the most noble or honest of approaches, which actually goes for the crying Indian ad as well. Yeah, that's its name, because the tear wasn't real. It was glycerin. And though they used the Native Americans as environmental steward stereotype to get people on board, the Native American man was played by Italian-American actor Aspera Oscar de Corti. And consumers had no idea that Keep America Beautiful was founded and funded by disposable goods corporations. It turns out this company is responsible for some of the earliest examples of greenwashing, where a company makes themselves seem environmentally friendly rather than actually trying to reduce their environmental impact. You know, they are seeming less and less like a knight in shining armor and more like the witch who disguises themselves to make us trust them. Yeah, you know, I'm pretty frustrated too. Keep America Beautiful even had Lassie, television's beloved Lassie, as a mascot in 1967. I feel so hoodwinked. And unfortunately, it doesn't stop there. Turns out recycling is less fairy tale and more cunning chemical caper. More mystery uncovered next time in part 2.